We'll kick off with just a thought on Cheltenham in terms of the late goals, the character shown. It's kind of really set up this week, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I said after the game, it wasn't the prettiest of performances first half, and we didn't get parts of our game plan right, which ultimately we found it a bit tough. I don't think there was many chances for both teams. I don't think there was much happening. Cheltenham had one or two half chances, so that we. But we definitely improved in the second half. Not just when they went down to 10 men, but we improved from the start of the second half, which was pleasing for me. And we're making a real emphasis on that with the boys now, and we're showing that how strong we are coming in periods of games, particularly late on in games. And I think that's hopefully a good foundation for us for the remaining games, because we're going to need to be strong, all through the game, but particularly late in games where if we need to maybe claw a goal back or score again or try and find a winner or whatever it may be, what these games throw at us, we know we've got the armoury within our camp to do that. So look, all in all, I think it was a really good 3 points for us. A tough place to go, like I mentioned, and hot day, sticky pitch, same for both teams, of course, but we came away and with a really good away following there, supporting us. I think there were 700 or 800 Donny fans there, which is incredible for a 3-hour journey, maybe 4-hour journey to be fair, to go that far. Early kickoff, and we sent them home happy with 3 points.
Does it set up what could potentially be, the biggest 3 or 4 days of the season with a rival this weekend and then your game in hand next Tuesday?
Just got to focus game by game, Adam. Obviously, first one up for us is Wimbledon on Saturday. Again, strong team, been strong all season. Been in and around the mix, a bit like ourselves, really, from the start of the season. So Johnny's done an incredible job there. I like Johnny, really good guy, really good manager. Played against him many years ago. We're probably similar sort of age as well, in terms and similar sort of journey. So I think he's doing a really good job at Wimbledon. So we know it'll be a tough game. They give us a really tough game at their place where they scored off a mistake. We made a mistake and they scored, and we just couldn't score on the day. We had some opportunities, but we didn't take them. But yeah, looking forward to the game. Hopefully, big following in there, and Rovers on to hopefully another 3 points.
Would put you in a really strong position, couldn't it? Look, you're in a decent spot right now, as things stand. But if you do manage to win this game on Saturday, your next couple of games, then it would really settle the end of the season.
I think every game's important. When you get to this stage, I think we'll go out to try and win as many of the games as possible, starting Saturday against Wimbledon. It's going to be difficult. They're a team that's hard to play against, similar to Walsall in many ways in terms of how they play and physicality, strong at set plays, long throws. It's going to be a tough game for us, but we've got to be ready for that challenge. We've got to be ready for the physicality of the challenge, but also we've got to play our game, and we've got to make sure we play our game and take the sting out of certain moments in the game and hopefully score at the right opportunities with the right chances that we get. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but one I'm looking forward to.
How crucial role do the supporters play at times of the season like this and in games like this?
I think it's just important the supporters stay calm with us as well, and it's like any season. You get asked during the season, how do you think you're playing? How are you performing? How's it going? They've won the league. They're already up. Can you chase them? It's like any season. Again, it's your job and the media's job to ask us where we are, and I just completely understand that. But for me, I always focus on the end goal. Yes, game by game, we have to get to that end goal. But I always think, well, where can we be after 46 games? We have put ourselves in a good position. Of course we have. And that comes from what we've done in the season. Yes, there's been spells where we haven't won. Yes, there's been spells where we've looked good. Spells where we haven't played so well. That's the beauty of any season. It really is. And I guess, the supporters, like you just asked there, have been with us through this, right up to this point. Home and away, they've supported us magnificently. and I just, hopefully, I know they will anyway, be with us right to the end of the season and get us over the line.
You mentioned that end goal. I know we've referenced it a few times this season, but how much is the end to last season still driving you every single week?
There's a lot driving me, Adam. Really, there's I'm that type of person. I like to drive myself first and foremost, and I'll drive my staff, and I'll drive my players, and I'll drive the football club in every aspect that I think is necessarily needed. All through the club. So, that's the type of person I am. I'm motivated to hopefully be the best for this football club. To get this football club being the best they can be takes a lot of driving, but what we have here is a tremendous group of staff and a tremendous people at the club who want to help us and want to support us and want to give us what we need. And when you've got that sort of buy-in from everyone, then it's hopefully we can be successful. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Any more contract news in the pipeline? The last bit of contract news had a pretty good impact.
Nothing really new as such. Nobody signed any contracts or anything like that. We've responded again to Joe Olowu and his representatives and sent back we feel a very good offer to Joe. So that's with Joe and his agent, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we are where we are at this moment in time. Like I spoke about a couple of weeks ago, people know where they are. We've moved on quite a few. There's one or two others that we'd like to sit down with at some point, but the games are coming thick and fast for us at this moment in time. There's not been a lot of time to breathe and sit down and take stock. It's just game by game, and that's where we are.
I was going to mention Joseph Olowu because this week he was named League Two's Community Player of the Season. It's a fantastic accolade. How much would you love him to stay, bear in mind how much he's grown both on and off the pitch over the few years he's been with the club?
I'd love him to stay. And we spoke to Joe several months ago about a new contract, so this is not something that's just came up in the last 3 or 4 weeks. This is sort of an ongoing thing. I'd love him to stay, and I think we've been, as well as Joe's been good for us, I think we've been good for him. I think both sort of elements align. He's well respected by the players and the fans. It's a football club that he's grown with for the last 3 or 4 years, and I do believe he's got better. And I really do. I think we've helped him along the way, as well as him helping us in his performances. So we hope. We're hopeful. All we can do is put our best offer, and that's what we've done to Joe and his agent, and we'll wait to hear back. That's really just where we are. But yeah. Doesn't surprise me him winning the Community Player of the Year. I see the work he does. He's a tremendous lad, and like I say, hugely respected by everyone associated with the Doncaster Rovers.
Any fresh injury issues? Anyone back? Anything new to the squad this weekend?
No. Just as we were at Cheltenham. So the only one will be missing will be Joe.
And just finally, I wanted to mention Owen Bailey, because he's up for League Two Player of the Month for March. He's your only outfield player who's ever present this season in the league. He's obviously been skipper, got some goals. How impressed have you been with his step up over the last 2 years and what he's managed to deliver on a consistent basis?
Yeah, again, just improving all the time, Bales, and he is what it says on the tin. Really, he works hard. He gets about the pitch. He can play in numerous positions and play them all at a 7, 8 out of 10 every single week. He's added a few goals to his game, important goals. He did that for his last season as well. So he's, again, huge character in the changing room. Somebody who's massively respected by all the players and our fans and the staff. And I love working with people like Bales because he trains to his maximum every single day. And he goes out and he performs to his maximum in every game he can. So delighted for him. Hopefully, I don't know whether he'll win it or not. I don't know whether we know, but just to be recognised for his performances is great, and really pleased for him.